Good morning, friends. Welcome to Storytime. We're back. It's fall. It feels like fall. It's been a little bit colder lately and a little rainier, but that's all right, isn't it? Fall's a fun time too. Are you forward to all the things that fall brings? I'm looking forward to pumpkins and picking apples and the leaves changing. And I like when it gets a little bit cooler. What are some things that you'll miss from the summer? What do you like to do in the summer that you might not be able to do in the fall? Ooh, maybe go swimming. Might be a little too chilly in the fall to go swimming. What other things do you like to do in the summer that you might not be able to do in the fall? Butterflies aren't around as much, are they? There's some other fun things that each season we get to do more things, and then some things that there are things that we can't do, aren't there? But it's fun, no matter what season. Anyway, it's storytime season again. We had storytime during summer reading, and then we had a few weeks off, but we're back again and ready for another fun season of preschool story times. And I have a friend to help me sing our good morning song, and it's not the friend that we used to have during the summer, because you know what? Our puppets are missing you. They wish you could be back here with us. So does Mrs. Russell. It would be fun to be back in the story room, wouldn't it? We have to not be in the story room together right now, though, because we're trying to be safe, aren't we? And trying to stay healthy. So, this is a way we can still have fun together and do story time and keep everybody safe. But our puppets kind of miss you. So, I'm going to have a new friend every week. And so today it's Mr. Frog's turn, and he's waving hello. He's anxious to listen to story time again. And so he's going to help me. We'll get him our shaker. Think he's going to be as good at shaking as Mr. Koala is? There he is. He can do pretty good, can't he? All right. Are you ready to sing our good morning song? If you don't know it, it goes like this. Clap everybody and say hello. Clap everybody and say hello. Clap everybody and say hello. Hello everybody. And what else can we do? We can stomp. Are you ready? Let's have Mr. Frog stomp too. Stomp everybody and say hello. Stomp everybody and say hello. Stomp everybody and say hello. Hello everybody. What else can he do? And we'll have to have Mr. Frog do this one, because Mrs. Russell will go out of the picture if I try and do this one. We're going to spin. Do you think Frog can spin? There he goes. Can you spin? Let's see. Here we go. Spin everybody and say hello. Spin everybody and say hello. Spin everybody and say hello. Hello everybody. Do you think frogs get dizzy? I get dizzy sometimes when we do that spinning one. Did you get dizzy, Frog? Frogs do get dizzy. Did you get dizzy? Uh-oh. All right, now you can have a seat, and we will find out what our story is going to be about today. We will check the treasure chest. There's a few things in here. Let's see. The first thing is this. What is this? It has one of my favorite characters on there, Winnie the Pooh. What is this? It's a box of some sort. Let's open it up. Oh, there's something inside the box too. Do you know what it is? It's a lunch box. You can put your lunch in here. And then you can do your drink in the little thermos. All right. Maybe it's a story about food. Are you hungry? It's kind of just past breakfast time and not quite lunchtime. Is your tummy getting a little hungry? Feel it? Is it growling? Uh-oh. Maybe we need the lunchbox. But then we should have something in it if we're hungry, shouldn't we? Let's see what else we have. This one kind of got stuck on the other one, so I'm going to pull it back out. What is this? It's a vehicle of some sort. I can tell that because it has wheels. What kind of vehicle do you know of? That is long, has lots of room. Look at all those windows, has lots of room. And usually is yellow. I've seen some buses like that. Have you? And what else do we have here? It's a backpack. There's something inside too. A pencil. A scissors. Some crayons. Those are all great things for going where? Where would you need to take those things? In your backpack. Maybe your big brothers and sisters went to this place already. Or maybe you did too. Did you take a backpack to school? Or did they take a backpack to school? Let's check. School, crayons, scissors, pencil. Would you use those things at school? Take a backpack to school. Take a lunchbox to school. Maybe even take a school bus to school. I think our story is going to be about school. And that's perfect because it was just the first day of school. Well, maybe it was the first day of school for you or for your brothers or sisters or friends or cousins. Guess who else had a first day of school? My friend. Who's that little monkey? Curious George. Curious George's first day of school. There he is with the man in the yellow hat. Look, he's pulling the man with the yellow hat. He's excited to go to school, isn't he? And what is he carrying? He's carrying a lunchbox, just like we have. And the author of our story today is Margaret and H.A. Ray. They wrote all of the Curious George books for a very long time. Now, at some of the original books, some of the first books, they illustrated and wrote. That means they drew the pictures and they wrote them. But later, other people did a lot of the illustrations. And then more recently, some people even have been writing the stories because they aren't around anymore. So this one is not drawn by H.A. Ray. It is illustrated in the style of H.A. Ray by Anna Grossnickel-Hines. And so she tried to do the pictures just like H.A. Ray did. I bet you that's the school. What do you think? This is George. He was a good little monkey, and he was always curious. Today, George was so excited, he could hardly eat his breakfast. You have a big day ahead of you, George, said his friend, the man with the yellow hat. He does have a big day. I see that lunchbox. It was a big day for George. It was the first day of school, and he had been invited to be the special helper. George and his friend walked together to the schoolyard. Some of the children were nervous, but George could not wait for the fun to begin. Do you see some friends that look a little more nervous to go inside, a little bit scared? I see one friend here hugging his daddy's leg. Maybe he's a little bit scared. And then I see some kids just walking right on in. So I think they're happy to be going in, huh? I wonder, what do you think when you go to school? If you've been to school, were you nervous or were you excited for school? Or were you a little bit of both? Because sometimes we can be both nervous and excited, can't we? Curious George is excited. He's ready to go. In the classroom, George's friend introduced him to Mr. Apple. That's a funny name for a teacher. Look at that. There's Mr. Apple. Thank you for inviting George to school today, the man with the yellow hat said to the teacher, and then he waved goodbye. Have a good day, George. I'll be back to pick you up after school. Look at, there we go. Lots of kids in the classroom, huh? And the children were all very excited to have a monkey in class. George is going to be our special helper, Mr. Apple told them. And then on the board, can you see what it says? There's an apple with glasses, just like Mr. Apple. Mr. Apple says, welcome to your first day of school. And what a helper George was. At Storytime, he held the book so all the friends could see. At math time, children could count on George. Look at George. He's got all sorts of fingers and toes, doesn't he? And at recess, George made sure everyone had a ball. Look at, there he is. He can throw them all out. And they all had a well-balanced snack. George, I don't think that's what that means. Look at, he's balancing the lunch boxes. Do you know what a well-balanced snack is? A well-balanced snack means you have a little of each different kind of food. So you'd have a fruit, and you'd have carrots, and you might have a cheese stick, because then you'd have fruits and vegetables and dairy all in one snack. That's a well-balanced snack. Not necessarily well-balanced lunch boxes, George. After lunch, Mr. Apple got out paints and brushes. George saw red, yellow, and blue paint. 3 colors were not very many. George was curious. Could he help make more colors? Look at George's mind going. I can see him. He looks like he's thinking, doesn't he? What can he do? First, George mixed red and blue to make purple. Next, George mixed yellow and red to make orange. And then George mixed yellow and blue to make green. That George, he's pretty good, isn't he? Finally, George mixed all the colors to make, what do all the colors together make? They make a big mess. The children thought the mess was funny, but Mr. Apple did not. Look at all those paints spilled all over George. Oh dear, he said, we are going to need to clean something to clean this up. Everyone, please sit quietly while I look for something. What do you think can clean all that up? George did not mean to make such a mess, and he certainly did not want to sit quietly. He wanted to help. It was his job, after all. He was the special helper. George had an idea. There's Mr. Apple, looking for something to clean with. George, where are you going? That George, he's always curious, isn't he? In the hallway, George found a closet. And in the closet, he found a bucket. And in the bucket, he found exactly what he needed. What do you think that could be? A mop! That looks dangerous for George. I think that might make a mess too. What do you think? George was on his way back to the classroom when he heard somebody yell, "Stop! Stop! What are you doing with my mop?" The janitor ran after George. "Stop! Stop! No running in the halls!" The principal ran after the janitor. But George was going too fast to stop. He grabbed the doorway and he swung inside and it tipped, the mop dropped, and George slid across the floor. Uh-oh. Now the mess was even bigger. Mr. Apple looked surprised. The principal frowned. The janitor just shook his head. And George. Poor George. Maybe he wasn't such a good helper after all. The children felt terrible too. They did not like to see George looking so sad. They thought he was a great helper. Now they wanted to help him. So the children all lent a hand and even some feet. Look at. How did they lend their feet? They took the sponges on their hands and their feet, didn't they? And they helped clean it up. And before everyone knew it, the mess was gone. That little monkey sure is helpful, the janitor said. It looks like Mr. Apple has a whole class full of helpers, the principal added. I think they do. Do you see any more mess? No more mess. They got it all cleaned up. And at the end of the day, when George's friend arrived to pick him up, Mr. Apple said, "Thank you for all your help, George. We hope you will come again soon." The children cheered. They hoped George would come again, too. George waved goodbye to all of his new friends. What a great day he had had. And he could not wait to go back to school. The end. George's first day of school. Do you think it was a good day? He got into a little bit of trouble, didn't he? But then he got some help and he got it cleaned up, right? I hope if you went to school that you had a great first day of school. And we have a special craft for you at the library. And you can come and pick that up either when you come to get books, or you can come in your car and call us and we can bring some out to you. It's a little school bus, just like we saw. And they're going to school for the first day too, I think. So you can come and get all of the things you need to make this little school bus craft. All right. And before we go, I want to sing one more song with you. I have a song that I know, and I think you'll know it too. Do you know the Wheels on the Bus? I like that one. Can you sing that one with me? The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. How about the wipers? What do the wipers do? The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish all day long. What else do you hear on a bus? I know. How about the horn? What does the horn sound like? Beep, beep, beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep all day long. What else do you hear on a bus? If it's a school bus, you hear kids going yak, yak, yak. The children on the bus go yak, 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 yak. The children on the bus go yak, yak, yak all day long. And the bus driver's trying to drive. He wants to stay focused, so what does he do? He doesn't want quite so much yakking, so he goes. The driver on the bus goes shh, 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 shh. The driver on the bus goes shh, 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 all day long. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. Excellent! Thanks so much for joining us for Storytime, and I will see you next week, Thursday. Goodbye, friends.